Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. A very good afternoon to all the viewers. I'm Hiral Dadia. Clearly, if you see in terms of where markets are concerned, no major movements that are coming in. We're still trading below this 18,700 mark. We opened at around 18,682. So pretty similar levels. A pretty flattish move is what we're seeing. And clearly, as we have been discussing, that there is consolidation that is on the cards. And participation from Bank Nifty is also not too much. 43,600 is what we're staring at. The breadth overall is in favor of the bulls, though, at least in terms of Nifty 50, but a lot of stock specific action is what we are witnessing in trade. Uh, to join us on the show to discuss more as to what are the levels we should be watching out for and what is this expiry expected to look like, how much volatility it is expected to create as it is a truncated week as well. We have joining in Nagaraj Shetti to discuss more in terms of what's in store. Nagaraj, good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Hi, good afternoon.
Nagaraj, my first question coming to you. Last couple of trading sessions, we have been seeing consolidation. You have Nifty, which is back at its 20-day EMA as well. What are the levels we should be watching out for? Because one, it is expiry week. Two, it is a truncated week as well. And if you see in terms of the rollover data, what are the cues that you're picking up?
Yes, Nifty has been in a consolidation moment today. What we can observe over the last few sessions is Nifty is finding strong resistance around 18,900 levels and recently made a swing high of 18,886, which is exactly near the important top of the last 2020 December. So I'm expecting this to be a very strong hurdle for the market. This is not going to be broken out easily very soon. At the same time, Nifty has been sustaining above the immediate supports of 10-day and 20-day EMA over the last 2.5 months, and we have seen formation of higher tops and bottoms on the daily time frame chart. Yeah, in the last two sessions, Nifty has been finding support. The 10-day EM has been broken on the downside at around 18,750 levels on Friday. And today, Nifty is finding support at 18,650 level, which is 20-day EMA, and repeatedly testing the supports. And actually, the upside bounce is not getting strength. Normally, technically, we believe whenever this underlying hits the support, it has to bounce back, as it happened in the past for this Nifty for 20-day EME, but this time the bounce is not gaining momentum strength. I'm expecting this 18,650 support of 20-day EMA is likely to be broken in the coming sessions. And on the downside breakout of this support, we are likely to find the next lower levels of around 18,400 level, which happens to be a 10-week EMA on the weekly chart. And moreover, the weekly on the last week's close, Nifty has formed a bearish dark clover type candle pattern, which is after a significant upside movement. So I'm expecting further weakness for the Nifty.
Right, so further weakness in the Nifty. But do you think that is something which will be short-lived, or and the moment we go further lower, there'll be a good bounce back that could come in? Is that what the charts and the derivative data are indicating?
Of course, chartically, if you can look at the movement of the last 3-4 months, Nifty has been in a substantial up move, and from the lows of around 16,800 levels, higher tops, higher bottoms on the larger time frame we can observe. And as per larger time frame, the uptrend remains intact. I'm not expecting a bigger cut as of now. Right now, the 18,400 is a strong support. Around 18,400 to 18,200 levels, which is going to be the important support for the Nifty to show a decent bounce from the lower levels.
Right. Moving from there on, if you see in terms of Bank Nifty as well, it has continued to trade between its 20 to 50-day EMA, that is levels of around 43,800 to around 43,300 on the downside. There is strong support coming in at its 50-day EMA. Now, how are you looking at Bank Nifty from an expiry perspective, and what are charts indicating?
Yeah, Bank Nifty over the last few weeks, over the last 1 month, you can say moving in a range, narrow range. There is lack of movement on the either side in the last few sessions also. It is repeatedly testing the support of around 43, 400, 450 levels, and strong upside bounce is not emerging. So this is kind of a distribution pattern I'm expecting, and the 10 and 20-day EMA on the daily chart are also offering resistance around 43,800 levels. for the bank Nifty. I'm expecting this immediate support of around 43,350 is going to be broken on the downside. And once decisive downside breakout in the bank Nifty could open the next lower levels towards 42,500 level.
Okay, so that's with regards to Nifty as well as Bank Nifty as well. Now coming to individual stock specific action. Today's session, if you see, there is good momentum coming in terms of Cipla, Hero Moto, M&M, few of the auto names as well. What should the strategy be? Let's pick up a Cipla first.
Yes, Cipla has been in a gradual uptrend over the last many weeks, and chartically we can observe higher tops and higher bottoms, which is a strength after a sharp downtrend of December and January 2023. This stock has been a continuous upside momentum, and recently, what we have seen after a small downward correction, it has bounced back and has taken out the range of last four sessions decline in one day rise today, gained by 3.5% so far now. I'm expecting this is positive indication and upside momentum is likely to continue. Next upside levels to be watched is around 1060 to 1065 in the next few sessions.
Right. Apart from that, Nagaraj, if you see in terms of Adani Enterprises as well, we did see the stock actually break down from the consolidation range. Now, there was a major hurdle that we were seeing towards its 20-day moving average and a downside support somewhere in that range of around 2000. Uh, from here on, do you think an upside is something which could be seen on the counter?
Yeah, yesterday after on the Friday after showing downside breakout of the range, Adani Enterprise has moved up today, but I don't think it has the strength to show significant up move from here. 2500 is going to be a strong resistance for the stocks in the next few sessions. Any upside bounce from here is likely to keep to 2500, which is expected to be a resistance and a sell on weakness, sell on rise kind of opportunity for the stock. I'm expecting the stock to come down from the higher levels.
Right. Moving on, let's look at a couple of other names, which is seeing momentum in today's session. Names like, where long positions are being created in today's session. You have the likes of a Manapuram Finance, BEL, Motherson Sumi. What should the strategy be? Because the stock is up. Open interest addition also looks pretty strong.
Manapuram has been in an uptrend over the last few sessions, and after a small downward correction of the last few sessions, it has moved up from the support of 10-day. In fact, it has broken the support of 10-day EMA and has bounced back from the lower levels. I'm expecting this uptrend to continue for the short term for Manapuram, and the next hurdles to be watched is around 133.
Okay. Apart from that, if you see in terms of other names, power names like REC and PFC have also been seeing good amount of momentum in this series. What's your view?
REC, in terms of charts, has moved up sharply, and recently we haven't seen any reasonable downward correction. It has made a short-term top reversal around 168.85 a few days back and reacted downwards from the higher levels. Currently placed at the support of 155, 155, 150, which is 10-day EMA, and this support is expected to be broken on the in the next few sessions. The overall chart pattern is not looking that negative, but I'm expecting some more correction in the short term.
Right. Nagraj, what's your view in terms of Apollo Tyres? Because short positions being built on this counter in today's session. What's your view?
Yes, short positions has been built as it has moved, witnessed a downside breakout of a range of the last couple of weeks and currently placed to move below the immediate support of a 20-day EMA that was holding since last 2 months. This is negative for the stocks, and further weakness from here is likely to pull the stock down to 385 levels in the coming sessions.
Right. From the financial names as well, how are you looking at IDFC? Because again, there is some short covering that's coming in with regards to IDFC in trade today.
IDFC, after a downward correction of five sessions, it has bounced back from the lower levels. Anyhow, chartically, we can observe higher bottom formation around the low of 96.50, which has made today, and the small bounce is due in the short term. I'm expecting a small bounce for the in the next few sessions.
Okay. And apart from that, on IEX is another one as well, which is seeing some short covering in today's session. What's your view?
Yeah, of course, there is a short covering in the IEX
Hmm.
after a sharp downward fall of the last few weeks back. And the stock has made a higher bottom at 125 levels today and is likely to move up. And I'm not expecting a bigger upside moment as of now, but a small upside bounce after a decline is likely. So 135 is going to be watched for the next lessons for this stock.
Right. Nagaraj, another stock that I've been eyeing is Exide Industries. The low it hit at 170. From there on, we've seen a good amount of pullback that has come in on the counter. Now, do you think there could be opportunities to still buy an Exide Industries at current levels because it's showing good volumes with good strong momentum as well?
Yeah, of course, uptrend is still intact, even though it has consolidated at the higher levels around
Hmm.
234 to 235 levels, but uptrend is still intact for the stock. I believe that, and the overall chart pattern is looking positive, even RSI as well. So I'm expecting this to move up further in the next few sessions, and 240 to 45 is going to be the next expected hurdle for the stock.
Okay. Nagaraj, apart from the names that we've already discussed, anything else that comes to your radar that could be good opportunities for traders and investors?
Yeah, of course, pharma is a sector one. It has bounced back after moving into a range in the last few weeks. I'm already discussed with Cipla and Aro Pharma. Aurobindo Pharma is the one that what we can observe a strong upside momentum. After a range movement, it has broken above the range, and today as well, it has witnessed upside momentum. So this upside momentum in Aro Pharma is likely to continue. Overall chart pattern is looking positive, and the next upside levels of around 750, 755 is likely in the next 1 week.
Right. So those are few of the counters we should be watching out for as well. Thank you, Nagraj, so much for joining us on the show and sharing those views
Thank you.
overall with regards to what could be in store and what should the strategy be with markets. But clearly, a pretty muted day of trade is what we've seen from a market perspective. Flattish moves, no major, excitement that was there, but a lot of stock-specific action is what we witnessed in today's session. Stocks like Cipla, Adani Enterprises, Hero Moto, Tata Consumers, as well as M&M. These have been few of the top gainers in trade today, whereas pressure coming in from the likes of NTPC. In fact, Reliance Industries as well as TCS were initial major contributors to keeping pulling the markets lower. Apart from that, there was pressure from a Coal India power grid as well. A lot of action was happening in terms of broader markets in trade today. So you had the likes of, let's quickly pull up for you of the names. BPCL overall, they've said that they will be shutting their Bina refinery for maintenance from the 1st of July for the next 35 days. Railtel Corporation was in focus as well on the back of an order win. Adani Power has started commercial operations of its 800 megawatt unit of Goda thermal power plant, on the back of which we did see some smart moves that did come in on that counter. Parag Milk Foods, Sixth Sense Ventures have bought in additional stake via bulk deal, on the back of it, some good gains coming in terms of this FMCG major. You had all your drone companies and defense companies which were up in trade, like Parag Defense, Zen Technologies, as well as Dronacharya, on the back of the easing of licenses that the government has come up with regards to drone exports is concerned. And this is mainly to do with drones which are used for commercial purpose. Interestingly, Dronacharya is up, but Dronacharya is a company which is mainly into training of pilots who will be actually flying the drones, and they don't really manufacture. So it's more of an indirect impact that we are seeing with regards to Dronacharya. Zydus was up in trade as well on the back of an acquisition of 6.5% stake in MyLab. ICICI Securities hit a 14-month high as ICICI Bank is considering delisting of ICICI Securities. And if you see from IPO to now, the stock has not really done much. So I think this could be something which could be good news for the investors of ICICI Securities. So lots of movers and shakers in trade today. Shree Cement was another one as well, which has been trading under pressure on the alleged tax evasion, and the company has said that they have been cooperating with the IT officials, and the numbers in terms of that 23,000 odd crores which is floating in the market is something which the company is not really aware about as well. And the the surveys do continue with them. So lots to watch out for from a stock specific perspective, but clearly consolidation is what we're seeing in the markets, and this could continue as well. There could be good amount of volatility, and as we've been mentioning time and again, it is a truncated week, so keep your bets pretty safe. Thank you. That's all that we have on this edition. Lots more lined up on the other side. Please stay tuned to BQ Prime.